Hey guys, today I have a video of a game that I just re-downloaded and played a little bit of. But before I get into that, let me talk about my intro for a few seconds. Did you guys like it, first off? It took me about 2 hours to do using Adobe After Effects, which is a software that I just got, so it's pretty amazing. That was my first try at After Effects, and I will be probably making a new one soon and putting a lot more time into it, more than just 2 hours, trying to make it look half decent and have some audio into it like this video does. And I know the particles are a little bit jittery at the end, but I'm not really sure what caused that. But in my next one, I'll make sure there's no type of jittery stuff on it at all. But now let's get into this game. This game is called America's Army 3, and it's once again free on Steam. It is kind of like the hardcore mode on Call of Duty, but much more realistic and tactical, because Call of Duty is not known for its tacticality, maybe, and its realism. The reason why it's kind of like the hardcore mode is because once you die in a round, then you are dead for that whole round. You can kill your teammates, and it's very easy to be killed and to kill other people. Now, like I said, once you die, you're out for the whole round. But there's kind of three stages of being shot, injured, and then dead. There's injured. Well, there's like you get damaged, but they're not bleeding or anything. Then you get shot, so you'll most likely start bleeding and you'll be injured, and you'll have to have a teammate come up to you and bandage your gun wounds just by simply pressing the space button. So it's pretty easy. Then there is being critically injured, so you'll kind of like lay over on your side in the fetal position, and a teammate will have to come up to you and like diagnose what your problem is. So say you have impaired movement, they would have to give you a splint. There's also a few other things like you can't breathe. You'll just have to give them whatever you need to. But there's only 4 options and 4 choices to pick from that, so it is pretty easy to memorize, but you do need to have that memorized so that you can revive your teammates pretty quickly. And I do like that system because it takes actually some thought and some like practice to actually revive someone, not just run over with like some shock paddles and shock them, or shoot them with the laser beam like in Planet Side 2.
Friendly.
But what is like, say you're curled up in a ball, an enemy can either secure you, which is like take your dog tags, which will immediately kill you and not allow you to be revived, or they can shoot you, which will give them negative rules of engagement, which is kind of some points in the actual game, and that'll also kill you, or you can just bleed out after a while. Now let's talk about the gunplay a little bit. It's different than other games. It's a lot more jumpy. It's hard to compensate for the recoil, so to speak. So you need to go with the single shot weapons more than just the fully auto. But I guess it is more realistic because I've shot real assault rifles, and you couldn't definitely not you couldn't control the recoil like you would in Battlefield or Planet Side 2. And I would, if you use a rifle, go with the single shot, and if you're using the saw, then it's definitely not a precision weapon. It's just for support and laying down cover fire, as you see in one of these clips when I'm trying to shoot through a wall. No, a door, sorry. And there's a jam mechanic, and whenever your gun jams, you'll have to fix the jam. So you'll have to get away from the engagement and hit J, I believe, and it will clear your jam on the gun. So that's a pretty cool thing. Like I said, this is a very team-oriented game, so you have to have a team that will watch your back and that you will watch their back. You have to use tactics, so like the person in front of you would crouch, and you would stand up so you could shoot over their head. And if a guy pops around the corner in front of him, you could have 2 people shooting at him instead of just 1. And just 1 person by themselves is not very efficient because you can't check all the corners in the world. And a lot of people like to sit in those corners and to camp those like crazy. Also, just having a guy for support and just basic laying down suppressive fire for the enemy is always good to have around you. So all in all, this is a fun game, and if you want a good military style game with a lot of teamwork and tactics, then this is the game for you, and it's around 3 gigs, so it isn't too large of a file to download. Thank you for watching this video, and hope you all have a good day.